What's going on, guys? Waco from Revolution here with the legend Laurent Ferrier and Robert Bailey, also from the Society of Laurent Ferrier, and we're here to talk to you about a couple of watches, but I want to start with this, the Sport Auto. This is the watch that everyone has been wanting to see in the flesh. Previous to this, there was a version of this watch sort of that had a tourbillon, right? But this is the first version with a micro rotor, and this was dropped, I guess, a couple of months ago.
In February.
Yes, in February, and basically it broke the internet. Everyone went crazy for this watch. I can only imagine you must have been flooded with demands.
Yep.
Tell me first of all of that moment when you launched that watch, and tell me like how surprised were you by this crazy reaction from the market?
Sure.
Maybe Robert, why don't you start first?
So basically, I mean, it was we had the live presentation where we kind of officially kicked off, and there's the video broadcast, which maybe some of you saw, and so we watched that, and literally like I sat down at my desk after that, and within an hour, my email was just like filling up. It was just like all these like internet requests coming in. It was just really phenomenal, and we've been very flattered and humbled by the success that this watch has had, but we've been totally overwhelmed. We could not have imagined how much interest this watch would have created.
Extraordinaire. And now I want to switch briefly to French because I want to speak to Laurent. Laurent, félicitations sur ce montre, c'est exceptionnel. Et c'est une montre sportive créée par un homme vraiment sportif parce que vous, c'est un pilote dans le monde en fait. Et vous avez pris la 3e place la même année que Paul Newman a pris la 2e place.
Exactement.
Oui? Okay, I just want to translate that. So I was congratulating Laurent on creating a sports watch because he really is a sporty guy. And to understand that, in addition to being an amazing watch creator, Laurent Ferrier is one of the great, probably in the watch industry, the greatest driver that we've produced. You know, as anyone who's got a watch brand. So he actually competed in the 24 Hours of Le Mans and came in 3rd with Francois, who's his partner. Who's his partner in the brand as well, the same year that Paul Newman came in 2nd, right? What year was that again, Robert?
1979.
Dude, that's incredible. But, okay, je peux vous demander, qu'est-ce que c'est l'inspiration pour ce montre? What is the inspiration for this watch?
Alors, on avait une demande déjà depuis un certain temps de clients qui voulaient avoir une pièce avec un bracelet métal.
Oui.
L'idée était relativement difficile pour nous de faire quelque chose qui ne ressemble pas à tout ce qui fonctionne extrêmement bien parmi les grandes marques que l'on connaît.
So guys, what Laurent was saying is that there was a big demand for a watch with an integrated bracelet, but of course he wanted to create something that did not sort of, in some ways, reflect or echo the watches that are already being created by the big houses, and they're doing very well for them. Super big material.
Alors on voulait garder notre philosophie de base, de pièces qui sont très douces, avec des saphirs bombés, des pièces qui sont très agréables au toucher, ce qui est un petit peu à l'opposé des pièces classiques, Bulgari, Royal Oak, Nautilus, qui sont des pièces très plates, avec des mouvements extra plats.
I'm just going to translate. So what he wanted to do was keep his philosophy, which was something very supple and soft. I mean, bear in mind that one of the inspirations for Laurent has always been, for his cases at least, has always been river stones have been made smooth over time, right? So he wanted to create something that had that suppleness and also had like a domed sapphire crystal. And that was his approach, which was quite distinct from the other watches, which are quite flat, actually.
Donc on a repris la forme de la pièce square.
So we're going to start actually with the square, so we can show you side by side. Maybe Munster, you can take a look at these two watches side by side.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Et après, on a adapté cette forme qui nous plaisait bien et qui avait eu un certain succès esthétique, qui était beau. Et on l'a adapté à une carrure, donc une pièce faite en 3 pièces, vissée par-dessous pour qu'elle soit étanche à 120 mètres.
Okay, so we started that off with the inspiration from the square, and then he made an evolution of that design to have a case made of 3 parts, and that could be screwed from the back so that it could be water resistant.
On voulait une pièce qui soit douce au toucher, agréable au porter. C'est aussi pour ça qu'on a fait du titane, parce qu'elle fait moins de 100 grammes. Alors ce qui est très agréable avec le bracelet.
Wow. So he also wanted to create something that was really wonderful to wear on the wrist as well, so that was his reason for selecting titanium. So the watch weighs less than 100 grams, including the integrated bracelet as well.
Et l'idée, c'était de retrouver dans notre philosophie générale une pièce qui soit agréable quand on l'a au poignet, sous toutes ses formes, vue comme ça, vue comme ça. Il fallait que la pièce soit agréable au toucher et à l'œil.
every possible angle you could look at that watch from, it's going to be pleasing to the eye, and every possible motion that you can feel on your wrist is going to be something that you enjoy as well. And that's what's so important for a Laurent Ferrier watch.
On est même allé un petit peu plus loin dans certains détails. Normalement, le bracelet descend, la première maille descend à la verticale.
Oui.
Et quand on a un petit poignet, c'est pas très joli.
Oui.
Donc on a un système à l'intérieur qui guide la première maille pour qu'elle puisse ni remonter ni descendre. Ça veut dire que même sur un petit poignet, la pièce reste élégante dans sa courbe.
So one of the important things was if you look at the design of most integrated bracelet watches, the first link is one that kind of doesn't like flush against the wrist. It kind of sticks out. And if you've got a smaller wrist, it doesn't really fit you. I mean, you know, for example, I won't name the names of those watches, but those watches, either they fit you or they'll never fit you, right? So the great thing about the Sport Auto is that with the suppleness of the bracelet, descending from the case, but you know, integrated, but with this softness, you can even wear it if you've got a much smaller wrist, right?
Et comme toujours dans toutes les, que ce soit des montres ou des automobiles, c'est l'équilibre général qui est important.
Right.
Et on a fait un guichet qui est très particulier, qu'on n'avait pas vu jusqu'à présent, qui est ouvert. Voilà, sur la partie de côté, on a une partie qui remonte comme ça pour donner de la lumière au cercle. Et surtout, ça l'agrandit et ça équilibre avec l'index de 9 heures qui est assez fort. Si on avait fait juste une ouverture normale de guichet, on n'aurait pas cet équilibre.
So one of the details that he wanted to show you, okay, so in cars as well as watches, everything has to be balanced, and that's very important to Laurent. So one of the things that he wanted to show you is if you look at the date window, it's actually shaped slightly in order to balance the boldness of the index at 9 o'clock. So you have like a balance on either side, you know.
On le voit bien sur
Actually,
sur
you
la
can, see,
grande
you can see it really well up there.
Oh, si, c'est bon.
Magnifique. Fabulous. And Robert, this was a limited edition, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's not. No, it's not limited. So it's limited by production.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, right now, how much is this disparity between people that want to buy the watch and the quantity of watches that are available?
Oof. That's a tough question. I mean, basically, we're producing kind of around 100 a year of these these pieces, and at the moment, basically, we are now taking orders for 2024.
Okay, so if you want a Sport Auto, you're yes, it's looking like 2024. Which I suppose I suggested if you want one, confirm your order soon because that time seems to be accelerating, you know, well into the future. Mais magnifique. Et est-ce que ça vous plaît que quand vous avez lancé cette montre, en fait, l'internet a devenir fou pour cette montre?
Oui, c'est étonnant. Alors ça fait toujours évidemment très très plaisir. On espère que quand les gens la verront en vrai, ils auront toujours le même intérêt. Ça a l'air, pour le moment, ça a l'air. C'est vrai qu'au poignet, elle est très agréable. Elle est belle. Et elle ne ressemble pas, elle sort un petit peu de ce qu'on a l'habitude de voir, tout en restant quand même hyper classique.
Oui. And so, I'm sorry, Laurent, I was asking him, did you like the fact that basically the internet went crazy when the watch was launched? And he said, it made him happy, of course, but he hopes most importantly that when people have it on their wrists, that they're equally excited. And I told him you can be sure of that because the watch on the wrist is absolutely fantastic. Well, bravo.
Merci.
Très, très bien fait. Et nous avons aussi deux modèles ici, de classiques. Est-ce que vous pouvez expliquer un peu?
Alors, ça, c'est le modèle Origine qui est sorti déjà il y a quelques temps. Simple, donc mouvement mécanique 3 aiguilles, pour lequel on a fait un cadran bleu qui était demandé un petit peu, qui est aussi une pièce très, très agréable.
Bah, c'est pas bien.
En titane.
Ah, en titane.
Donc légère aussi, comme toutes les origines, toutes les séries origines, à part les séries spéciales, sont en titane.
So, guys, this is a classic Origin. So, as you guys may recall, that was the watch that went to kind of like a Zen purist kind of type of watch from Laurent Ferrier. It has this beautiful manual line movement, and it's in titanium, as are all classic Origin watches, with the exception of few special edition watches that are made here and there. Okay, ours isn't steel. But Laurent wanted to make something with just a beautiful dial. And I love the gradation of this blue dial. It's absolutely stunning. And I have to say, the matching of it with this blue nubuck strap is fantastic. You know what, I'm going to put it here so you guys can really enjoy it.
Celle-là, on a commencé de les livrer déjà.
Ouais,
Au mois de septembre,
Ah ouais,
ouais.
celle-là,
ouais,
ouais.
ouais.
Et ça, c'est les dernières qui sont très très belles.
Mais c'est magnifique.
J'adore ça.
Moi aussi.
Ah, comme pièce de...
Okay, and then next we're going to do another. Okay, we're going to go to the square watches. So I want to show you this. So we saw this earlier as a sign of like the evolution towards the sport auto, but in its own right, this was a watch that I think is absolutely sublime. When was this watch, Robert?
September last year.
September last year. And in terms of the design iconography of the dial, I found this remarkably charming. I have to say, Laurent, tu fais le design pour les cadrans qui me fait rêve. C'est exceptionnel.
C'est vrai.
Ah oui, ça c'est un très bon exemple. And I want to show it to you in black with white print on it.
Bon alors moi, au départ, je suis plus pour le graphisme des cadrans. Les couleurs sont plutôt douces.
Oui.
Et après, chez nous, on arrive à avoir des couleurs qui sont plus fortes, plus
Punchy.
flash,
Punchy.
mais qui sont belles, qui sont aussi très belles.
What Laurent was saying was that originally everything was about subtlety related to the colors of his dials. Well, obviously that was the entire philosophy of Sample watches, you know, the epitome of discreet elegance. But in recent years, there's been an evolution towards slightly stronger colored dials, which still feel, it makes them really happy. And one of those, of course, would be the ice blue. Right?
Yep.
So, guys, take a look at that.
Mais c'est vrai que comme ça, elle va bien aussi. Hein.
Très belle.
C'est beau avec
Ah oui.
une veste bleue, c'est très très beau.
Absolument d'accord.
This is the micro, the movement with the natural escape.
And I'm going to flip it over, and there you have it. That's the famous Laurent Ferrier micro rotor with the natural escapement. And I have to say, like, I think that's one of the, you know, iconic movements. If you're a watch collector, like, you need to have a micro rotor. Like, that's such an important movement, you know. So, anyway, I guess that's it, guys. I want to thank you. Merci beaucoup, Laurent. C'est un plaisir de passer ce temps avec vous chez Watches and Wonders, au
Merci
stand de
beaucoup.
Laurent Ferrier.
On est toujours très très fiers de vous recevoir.
Oh,
Ça me
okay.
fait très plaisir.
C'est incroyable, gentil.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Robert. Lovely to see you.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.